The night was ominous and tempestuous, with thunder rumbling threateningly overhead as the traveler pulled up to the abandoned house. Shadows danced across the crumbling facade, and the wind howled like a mournful spirit. A chill ran down their spine, a sense of foreboding settling in their gut. This was no ordinary house. Local legends whispered of a ghost that roamed its halls, a restless soul trapped by sorrow. As the rain poured down, the traveler hesitated at the gate, heart racing. The air felt thick with tension, as if the very walls were watching. They took a deep breath, reminding themselves of the thrill of the unknown. Stepping onto the overgrown path, each crunch of gravel echoed in the silence, amplifying their unease. The house loomed ahead, a dark sentinel of secrets waiting to be uncovered, beckoning them closer despite the fear that gripped their heart. As I stepped closer to the house, the moonlight revealed its dilapidated state. The once grand structure now stood as a crumbling relic, with peeling paint and shattered windows that seemed to watch me with hollow eyes. The air was thick with an unsettling chill, and the wind whispered through the gnarled branches of the surrounding trees, echoing the local legends that haunted this place. They spoke of a ghost, a tragic figure bound to the property, wandering the grounds in search of something lost. I recalled tales of eerie wails that pierced the night and shadows that danced just beyond the periphery of vision. Each creak of the weathered floorboards beneath my feet sent shivers down my spine. I hesitated, feeling the weight of the stories pressing upon me, as if the very walls were alive with the memories of those who had come before, forever trapped in their own sorrow. With each creak and groan of the house, the tension escalates, leaving them to question whether they are truly alone in this haunted space. The door creaks ominously behind them, echoing through the darkened hallway. Shadows flicker across the walls, dancing in the dim light of their flashlight. A sudden thump resonates from the depths of the house, causing their heart to race. They pause, straining to listen, but the silence is deafening. Each step feels heavier, as if the very floorboards are warning them to turn back. The faint sound of whispers brushes against their ears, sending shivers down their spine. They navigate through the cluttered rooms, the musty scent of decay surrounding them. A feeling of being watched intensifies, making every corner seem more sinister. In the dim light of the house, memories flicker like shadows. Long ago, a young woman named Eliza lived here, filled with dreams and love. She was to marry a man of her heart, but betrayal lurked in the shadows. On the eve of her wedding, she discovered a letter revealing her fiancé's infidelity. Heartbroken, she confronted him, but in a fit of rage, he pushed her down the staircase. The fall was fatal, leaving her spirit trapped within the walls of her once cherished home. Days turned into years, and her anguish morphed into a haunting presence, seeking solace and closure. The townsfolk spoke of her sorrowful wails echoing through the night, a reminder of love lost and life cut short. Now her restless spirit lingers, bound to the very place where her dreams shattered, waiting for someone to understand her pain and help her find peace. As the protagonist delves deeper into the abandoned house, they stumble upon a dusty box tucked away in a corner. Inside, they find old photographs, their edges curled with age, depicting a family that once thrived in this now desolate place. Each image tells a story, capturing moments of joy and laughter, but there's an undeniable sadness that lingers in the air. Alongside the photographs, personal belongings, a faded diary, a delicate locket, and a child's toy, evoke a profound sense of empathy. The protagonist feels an inexplicable connection to the ghost, realizing that these items belong to someone who once lived, loved, and lost within these walls. Curiosity ignites within them, compelling them to uncover the spirit's past. Who were they? What tragedies befell them? This newfound connection deepens the protagonist's resolve to understand the ghost's sorrow and help them find peace. As night falls, an unsettling chill envelops the air, thickening the atmosphere around the abandoned house. The protagonist shivers, feeling cold spots that seem to dance around them, as if the very walls are alive with a hidden presence. Fleeting shadows dart just beyond the corner of their eye, teasing their perception and making them question their own sanity. Each creak of the floorboards echoes ominously, amplifying the tension that hangs heavy in the air. The darkness grows deeper, and with it, the sense of dread intensifies. The protagonist's heart races as they struggle to distinguish between reality and the manifestations of their imagination. Are these shadows merely tricks of the light, or is something more sinister at play? Doubt creeps in, and the line between fear and curiosity blurs as they stand on the precipice of uncovering the house's haunting secrets. Just as the protagonist steps deeper into the house, a sudden power outage plunges the entire space into pitch darkness. The silence is deafening, amplifying the protagonist's racing heartbeat. Gripping their flashlight, they flick it on, but the beam flickers ominously, casting erratic shadows that dance along the walls. Each flicker feels like a heartbeat of the house itself, a reminder of its long-forgotten past. The air grows colder, and the unsettling feeling of being watched creeps in. With each step, the floorboards creak beneath their weight, echoing through the silence. The flashlight's beam reveals glimpses of the decaying interior, but the shadows seem to move independently, heightening the tension. The protagonist fights to steady their breath, knowing that the darkness holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. Fear grips them tightly, urging them to either flee or confront whatever lurks within the shadows. As the protagonist cautiously moves through the dimly lit corridors, a chilling sensation envelops them. Whispers echo softly, barely audible yet undeniably present, sending shivers down their spine. The air thickens and the feeling of being watched intensifies, as if unseen eyes are scrutinizing their every move. Panic surges within, and they quicken their pace, desperately trying to escape the oppressive atmosphere. Shadows dance at the edges of their vision, teasing their senses, making it hard to discern reality from imagination. Each creak of the floorboards amplifies their anxiety, and the whispers grow louder, merging into a cacophony of voices that seem to beckon them deeper into the house. Heart racing, they glance over their shoulder, convinced that something sinister lurks behind them. The urge to flee becomes overwhelming, yet an inexplicable force keeps them rooted in place, torn between fear and an insatiable curiosity. As the protagonist cautiously explores the dimly lit corridors, they stumble upon a hidden door, slightly ajar. Curiosity piqued, they push it open, revealing a small room cloaked in dust and shadows. Inside, the air is thick with the scent of aged paper. The walls are lined with shelves, overflowing with old letters, each one a fragment of the ghost's life. As they sift through the fragile pages, the protagonist discovers heartfelt confessions, unfulfilled dreams, and unresolved grievances that the spirit carried to the grave. Each letter deepens their emotional connection to the ghost, revealing a soul longing for closure. The protagonist feels a profound empathy, realizing that these letters are not just relics of the past, but echoes of a life once lived. This newfound understanding ignites a determination within them to help the ghost confront its unresolved issues, setting the stage for the next chapter of their haunting journey. The ghost's replies grow clearer, revealing fragments of a tragic past, and the protagonist realizes they must uncover the truth to help this lost soul find peace. Candles flicker, casting eerie shadows on the walls as they close their eyes and focus on the energy in the air. "Is anyone here with me?" they whisper, heart racing. A chilling breeze sweeps through the room and the candles flicker violently. Suddenly, a soft, mournful voice echoes, sending shivers down their spine. "Help me," it pleads, confirming the spirit's presence. The protagonist's breath catches as they ask questions, each response growing more intense and personal. The temperature drops and the air thickens with emotion. "Why are you still here?" they inquire, feeling an unexplainable connection. Each occurrence tests their resolve, driving them to confront the unknown lurking in the darkness. The protagonist feels a chill sweep through the air, a stark contrast to the warmth they once felt. Suddenly, a nearby chair scrapes across the floor, seemingly moving on its own. Heart racing, they glance around, searching for a rational explanation, but find nothing. The temperature drops further, their breath visible in the frigid air. Shadows dart across the walls, taunting their senses. Each creak of the floorboards feels like a warning, pushing them closer to the edge of panic. Objects begin to shift, a picture frame tilts, and a door slams shut with a deafening bang. The protagonist's mind races, battling disbelief and fear. As the shadows lengthened and the air grew heavier, the protagonist felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The whispers and cold spots had become unbearable, driving them to the brink of despair. It was then they remembered the local historian, a figure known for their extensive knowledge of the town's haunted past. Perhaps this historian held the key to understanding the ghost that lingered in the house, a spirit that seemed to reach out in their moments of fear. With a newfound determination, the protagonist resolved to seek help, hoping to uncover the truth behind the ghost's tragic existence. The thought of speaking to someone who might shed light on the spirit's unresolved issues provided a glimmer of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. As they left the house, the feeling of being haunted intensified, but so did their resolve to confront the mystery that beckoned them forward. The historian's office was cluttered with dusty books and ancient artifacts, a testament to the countless stories waiting to be uncovered. As the protagonist sat across from the historian, a sense of anticipation filled the air. The historian began to recount the ghost's life, revealing a tale of betrayal that shattered the spirit's existence. Once a beloved figure in the community, the ghost had been wronged by those they trusted most, leading to a tragic demise. The loss of a cherished love and the betrayal of a close friend left the ghost trapped in a cycle of sorrow and anger. Each revelation added layers to the haunting, transforming the ghost from a mere legend into a figure of profound sadness. The protagonist felt a deep empathy for the spirit, understanding that the haunting was not just a quest for vengeance, but a desperate plea for closure and peace. With the weight of the historian's revelations heavy on their mind, the protagonist steps back into the eerie confines of the abandoned house. Shadows dance along the walls and the air is thick with anticipation. They feel a renewed sense of purpose, determined to confront the ghost and offer the peace it desperately seeks. Each creaking floorboard beneath their feet echoes the unresolved pain of the spirit. The protagonist recalls the ghost's tragic tale, understanding the betrayal and loss that tethered it to this realm. They call out softly, hoping the spirit can sense their empathy. As they move deeper into the house, the atmosphere shifts, charged with emotion. The protagonist knows they must bridge the gap between the living and the dead to help the ghost release its sorrow. With resolve, they prepare for the confrontation, ready to face the haunting presence that has lingered for far too long. This moment is pivotal. It's not just a confrontation, but a chance for healing, for both the living and the lost. "I understand your pain," they say, their voice steady despite the fear creeping in. "You don't have to suffer alone." The air feels charged, as if the very walls are listening. They express compassion, hoping to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. "I want to help you find peace," they continue, feeling a connection that transcends fear. Shadows flicker around them, but the protagonist stands firm, determined to ease the spirit's anguish. They recall the tragic backstory, the betrayal and loss that bound the ghost to this place. With each word they sense the spirit's sorrow, a reflection of their own struggles. As the protagonist stands in the dimly lit room, a chilling breeze sweeps through, carrying with it the weight of the ghost's sorrow. Suddenly the air thickens and visions begin to swirl around them. The protagonist watches in awe and horror as scenes unfold, revealing the ghost's tragic past. They see a young woman once filled with dreams, now trapped in despair. Moments of joy turn to heartbreak as betrayal and loss play out before their eyes. Each vision is a poignant reminder of the pain that binds the spirit to this house. The protagonist feels an overwhelming sense of empathy, understanding the depth of the ghost's suffering. With each haunting image, they grasp the urgency of helping the spirit find peace. The sorrowful echoes of the past resonate deeply, igniting a determination within the protagonist to confront the ghost and offer solace. In the dim light of the room, the air thick with emotion, the protagonist takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of the ghost's sorrow. "I promise to help you find closure," they declare, their voice trembling yet resolute. The ghost, a flickering silhouette, seems to hesitate, caught between hope and despair. The atmosphere crackles with tension as the spirit's anguished whispers fill the space, recounting the pain of betrayal and loss that has bound them to this world. Tears well up in the protagonist's eyes, understanding the depth of the ghost's suffering. "You don't have to be alone anymore," they say softly, reaching out as if to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. The ghost's form shimmers, a mix of gratitude and lingering sadness. This moment, raw and intense, marks the turning point in their shared journey toward healing and release. As the ghost begins to fade, a tremor shakes the very foundation of the house, rattling the walls and sending dust cascading from the ceiling. The air crackles with energy, and the protagonist feels a surge of warmth wash over them, a stark contrast to the chill that had permeated the space. This rush symbolizes the release of the spirit's pain, a culmination of sorrow and regret finally finding its way to the surface. The ghost's ethereal form flickers, its sorrowful visage softening as if acknowledging the protagonist's compassion. In that moment, the protagonist understands the weight of the ghost's burdens, feeling a profound connection as they witness the spirit's liberation. The house seems to breathe a sigh of relief, the oppressive atmosphere lifting. With a final shimmer, the ghost dissipates, leaving behind a lingering sense of peace, and the protagonist stands amidst the silence, transformed by the experience. As the last remnants of the ghost's presence dissipate, the atmosphere shifts dramatically. The oppressive weight that once filled the house lifts, replaced by a serene calm. The protagonist stands in the now still room, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment. The echoes of sorrow that once reverberated through the walls have faded, leaving behind a tranquil silence. With each breath, they sense the release of pent-up energy, as if the house itself is exhaling after years of torment. A gentle warmth envelops them, a stark contrast to the chill that once gripped their heart. They realize that they have not only helped the spirit find peace but also discovered a deeper understanding of their own fears and regrets. This journey has transformed them, instilling a sense of relief and closure. With a final glance at the now quiet house, the protagonist steps outside, ready to embrace the world anew. As the central character steps out of the now peaceful house, a wave of transformation washes over them. The chilling shadows that once haunted the halls have dissipated, replaced by a profound sense of clarity. They reflect on the nature of life and death, realizing that both are intertwined in a delicate dance of unresolved emotions. The experience has illuminated the importance of confronting unfinished business, not just for the spirits that linger, but for the living as well. Each unresolved issue, each unspoken word can weigh heavily on the heart, creating a cycle of sorrow. The central character understands that true peace comes from addressing these lingering matters, both in life and in death. With each step away from the house, they carry a newfound resolve to seek closure in their own life, ensuring that they do not leave any chapter unwritten. The journey has changed them forever,